Hello and welcome to Eliances TV on the Wake Up America Media Network. I'm David Cogan and I'm your founder of Eliances. We're the place where entrepreneurs align. We hold our weekly roundtable, which features a number of prominent individuals and companies every week. We also have a grand table event that is approximately every 5 weeks, where we bring in a number of other individuals and have a large event located in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is my pleasure today that I have two co-hosts with me. On my left is Kevin J. Berk. He is an entrepreneur, a mentor, an angel investor, has started a number of different companies. In fact, he was one of the first to invest with iMemories, Unicorn Media, and is also owner of AZ on the Rocks, and is starting another company where he is the founder of Service Guru. On my right, it is my pleasure to have who we call the Navigator, Don Hanna. He has over 5 decades and has built over 5 decades of experience and has built over 20 successful companies that have operated in 33 countries. He's worked with Lee Iacocca. He was the personal advisor to Michael Jackson, and he was the finalist for Inc. Magazine Entrepreneur of the Year Award. And today, our featured company is Cybersponse, and we have the CEO here, Joe Loomis. My pleasure to have you here today, Joe. Thank you. So let's jump right in. Joe, what's Cybersponse? Sounds cool name. What is it?
So Cybersponse is the technology to help organizations protect their critical information, their private information, your identities, your healthcare records, and help operationalize their team. Currently, right now, there isn't anything out there. You've got a market that is growing rapidly fast, and there's a lot of organizations, hospitals, banks, universities don't have the manpower in order to defend these type of networks. And our technology provides that gap.
Well, certainly every time I turn on the TV, there is a new threat, a new scare, and it goes directly to what's happening within security. So great. How does your product work? How is it a service? Is it hardware, software, or what is it?
It's both. It's services and it's hardware and software. So what it is currently, let's talk about the current problem. The current problem is that we all know that cyber is growing rapidly fast. There's a massive amount of demand for cyber analysts and cybersecurity individuals. Unfortunately, as we know, there's not a lot of curriculum in universities to train anybody in these areas. So it's almost like an afterthought to a typical career individual. So now you have a massive demand, yet a very small supply. So now you deal with, let's fast forward to an organization. Organization has, say, the need for 20 people, a large organization, enterprise company, but they only have 5.
All right.
So how are we going to do the work of 20 with 5 people? Well, we're going to do that with our platform technology. We're going to militarize a team equivalent to like you would do with a SEAL team, where they're very, very deadly and dangerous, but very focused, calculated, and coordinated, very tactical team. Rather than currently how it is today, using email and spreadsheets and ad hoc and chaos. It's very chaotic, it's very disorganized. We create military structure inside of a commercial entity.
Excellent. All right, Kevin, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? What's your opinion on this?
I think obviously this is a very hot space, clearly, and there's a need for it. I just have a few questions around exactly where your product fits in the kind of the cycle. So do you prevent attacks, or do you deal with attacks after they've happened, and internally how the organization would deal with that after the fact?
So most attacks today can't be prevented. That's the problem with cybersecurity. It's called a zero-day attack, which means is you don't know the vulnerability that you don't know. And so these exploits that are happening is now that the economy and in the industry mindset is that you can't prevent an attack. So let's assume for a second that you've admitted now that, okay, we can't prevent every breach and every compromise, and that we're going to be attacked and they're going to steal information. So what our tool does is helps respond to that effectively. It's equivalent to the 911 call that you give to fire services when the building's on fire. They've got a very structured, organized method of response. It's very calculated, it's very efficient, it's very coordinated. We do the same thing when it comes to dealing with the different types of attacks. People don't know this, but there's attacks going on by the hundreds of thousands every day Just this year alone, there's been over 500 breaches. Now, we might not all hear about that, right? We all hear about Target. We've heard about other big names in the marketplace. They're like car accidents. You only hear about the big ones. Doesn't mean that there's not happening 10 or 15 car accidents a day in every city in America. And that's the dangerous thing, is the out of sight, out of mind, fear of, sense of security, false sense of security that happens with security.
The danger of not knowing.